guys, and welcome to the DBGA podcast, a podcast where we interview top level executives inside leading and growing companies in the beauty and e commerce industry. Excited to have our guest today, Shawn Long. We'll be diving into his story and a little bit about what his company does and some engaging insights into the beauty industry. So I'll go ahead and kick it off to you, Shawn. Could you please introduce yourself and tell a quick snippet of your story and your background prior to working at Wax Hair Removal Bar?
Yeah, so I had zero experience in the beauty industry. I had nothing there. I spent 14 years at Costco working my way through there. Spent a lot of time understanding the retail space. I realized I wanted to have more in my life and grow more, but the route that I wanted wasn't the way to go through Costco. So I really just buckled down. I got my online degrees. Wanted a bachelor's. I got a master's degree. Traveled a couple different states. Luckily, I found my beautiful wife, my best friend. Uh, kind of made a small family. Really enjoyed that part of my life. And then somehow wound up in the Vegas Valley and really wanted to take a step into that entrepreneurship. Um, and while I was looking for a good opportunity, it presented itself. And the numbers behind it looked really good. It was established business, and so I kind of just had take the leap and jump on in.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you for sharing this. So you kind of touched upon how you got into this industry, but what is it about your job or industry that you're passionate about?
I really like leading people. I'm a born leader. I've been doing it since I was 13 years old. It's really hard to jump into a leadership situation when you're the same age as another teenager and trying to really motivate and get projects done. So that's where my education is in management, master's in business admin, um, and that's where I kind of like I try to shine, be a positive leader, and empower my people to do their best and motivate them to really excel. Sometimes in spite of themselves, and I think that really goes a long way, especially when you're in a small business like me. We have 5 employees, manager, and then 4 experts. It's hard to motivate if they're not having a good time. So having a small business and really understanding what makes people tick and trying to navigate those personalities and where people really want to be in 5 years, especially when I'm hiring 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and it's a different dynamic from the retail space where you're bringing in $800,000 a day to such a small scale operation, and you're the only one in charge. And if something goes wrong, it's just all me. I got to figure it out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. Now you've been in the industry for some time, so in terms of trends, what are we looking at in the market currently? What winds are blowing? What are you noticing?
Well, I got the business in July of last year, 2023. So we're in April now. Coming up on 1 year, it's really exciting to see um, those downsides during the off season, the winter time, especially in a wax studio. We do facials and stuff like that. But a lot of people take those off months off because they're covered up. If you're not seeing all that skin at the pool parties and going out to the beach or the lake or the river, you're not really focused on it. You're not really too worried about spending the extra money. And so the trend that I see is that downward slope during the off season, and really looking forward to the trend picking back up for the peak season, as well as the e-commerce side, which is something that I've had to really focus on understanding the online space and how that translates from Google into your own site, how those analytics kind of line up with each other.
Okay, very interesting. So now I want to learn a little bit more about your company. So could you tell me about your company and what products and services are over at Wax Hair Removal Bar?
Yeah, so from the name, we kind of focus on waxing, head to toe, full body waxing, male and female. We really create an atmosphere of trust, especially in such a vulnerable state. Roughly 40 to 45% of our regular clients are men, so we really focus on that. Over the last 15 years, we've been the official wax experts of Chippendales and Magic Mike. And we've got, all the different men's crews come through. Right now, we just had another partnership with the Jersey Boys show. So we're having regular ticket giveaways for that show. They're really wonderful. They actually come out and reach out to us to cross sponsor and really work with the local small businesses, kind of like to help out everybody. So that's really cool. Yeah, so full body waxing. We do facials. We have skin lightening, which is a great product. It's all natural, all vegan, so it's very easy on the skin. It's not like the traditional stuff that you come in and you get the service and you're down for a week trying to recover your skin. It's very, very all natural. So that really helps get some of those dark tones, or if you have a lot of wear around in the armpits or in the intimate areas, it just really kind of helps the client feel better about their own self positivity. And we also do teeth whitening. That's something that we've introduced, and it's a really good option.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing. And I feel like you kind of touched upon this already, but I really want to give you the chance to really dive into this topic. So, what unique value do wax hair removal bar products and services bring to your customers?
So we do have a number of products that helps with the aftercare. We also have oils, lotions, and aftercare prep stuff to keep those ingrown hairs at bay, make your skin a lot healthier overall. Um, and in that line, we've developed a lot of different products, at least in the last 7 months or so, to really facilitate better options for the client. So you used to have a lot of odd sizes for products to bring with you, like a 4 ounce. I redeveloped a whole travel kit. So if you're, come in and you want to get a wax, you're going to the Bahamas or wherever it might be. I created an entire wax travel product. So it has lotion, oil, and other prep stuff with also with a exfoliation glove, and it all comes in a heavy duty TSA approved bag, and everything's 3.4 ounce, so nothing gets flagged by TSA. So just small adjustments to really help the client get the necessities that they need to have a really good aftercare.
Okay, great. So, earlier in this conversation, you touched upon a little bit on the topic of having to transition from such a big organization like Costco to a smaller um, type of business. So, what are some of the challenges of being the owner at the Wax Hair Removal Board? What do the day-to-day challenges look like for you?
Um, yeah, one of the things that kind of differentiates us is from a lot of the chains, we're very, very flexible. So when our clients, because especially when you come in and get a service, and immediately we ask, you want to rebook, get you on the schedule for 4 to 6 weeks out. Um, we have a very busy schedule in our lives overall, and things come up. So we try to go the extra mile, make it feel like it's a very down to earth feel for our clients to really know us and us to know them. And if you're signing up 6 weeks in advance and then you get to that week, we give you the reminder call. Oh no, I have a doctor's appointment, or I have to go to the kid's thing. We can just easily change your appointment. We don't charge you. We don't do any of that. We're just overall a better customer service. And all of our waxperts, we know you by name. Even for Christmas, our top 5 clients that are regulars, we gave them gift cards, $50. Thank you for being a return client, and we love that connection that we have with them. So I think that's one of the things that really lets us stand out, and I can make those judgment calls easily. Whereas in a big corporation, you have to go through your managers, you have to go through VPs, you have to get approvals, you have to have whole policies change. Here, it's just no, yeah, go for it. Give them a gift card. It's fine. Um, but otherwise, some of the other challenges, just having set expectations, clear communication with the team, uh, clear understanding of what our goals are, like our bottom lines, and goals for commission structures. And for me, I am not a micromanager. I don't do that. I don't want to look over your shoulder. I'm here to empower. I'm here to facilitate whatever you need. But I need them to communicate with me as well. So I've also integrated a number of systems where it's just Google Forms. They can just send me a request, easy, or they all have my phone number. They just call me, and I have a couple of girls that will just kind of yell at me sometimes, which I need, and that's fine.
That's interesting. Thank you for sharing this. And I think also being a small business owner, you have to wear so many hats. So, what type of mindset do you think is needed to be a successful business owner?
Oh, I think you have to be scrappy, adaptive, and have a lot of grit. Being a small business owner is not for the faint of heart. A lot of things come up. Bills are due. You got to kind of scramble sometimes, or if just we've had a couple times where a client will just be not happy with what happened or whatever. And I think as the owner, CEO, or whatever you want to call me, it doesn't matter. I'm the one that should get yelled at if there's something that we did wrong. I don't want my team to be the one to take the grunt. I'm fine with being yelled at by people. Say sorry. Try to figure out how to fix it if I can. But I mean, it's just you gotta have a thick skin. You gotta not really worry about the small stuff, and you have to be really creative in problem solving. And I no lie, I've used ChatGPT to roll ideas through and try to figure it out. Take all criticisms, hopefully easily, and I try to get feedback from my team because they're the ones that are estheticians. I am not a licensed esthetician. I'm just here to help facilitate whatever needs they have and integrate policies, procedures that work.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I agree very much on the feedback aspect because when you surround yourself with the right people that are more knowledgeable in some aspects of the business, it can really help uh, grow this business and support the operations. Now, I want to transition into a different topic because, as you know, we're a data analytics company. So I'm always interested in hearing about other people's experiences when it comes to data in this industry. So, in your experience, how does data influence decision making and strategies in the beauty industry?
I love data. I'm a big spreadsheet person. I've just grown to love it. It's so clear, communicative, and it's an easy way to show the results of whatever you're trying to do. The problem with data is you have to figure out what is good, what is bad, and what's meaningless. So I mean, if you can come through and see, well, I have 1,000 visitors to my website over the last 2 months, and that's it. You can say great, but you don't know how many people converted. So it's amazing how much the transition is from the conversion rate. And if you have, say, I had 2,000 Google visitors, people searching and trying using your phone call and going through Google to find you and get connected. You can connect that with your own actual site of yours and try to figure out what the transition rate, conversion rate, and then ultimately find out where that transition is to actually purchase or book the appointment. And then after you have that focus, you can really drive down on trying to get that conversion rate higher so you can really get a better result overall. But I mean, data is an amazing tool. You just have to understand that transition phase and how to analyze the results.
Yeah, definitely. And it can also be super helpful understanding consumer preferences and anticipating trends. So, regarding that aspect, can you share insights on the role of data analytics in understanding, yeah, consumer preferences and trends within your company?
Personally, over the last about 8 months, I've been really trying to focus on our retention rates. So if you have, and especially when we transferred the ownership, I didn't get all the analytics from prior to me owning. So it was a little bit of a downfall for myself to not have the historical data and really focus on that. But since then, we've really been trying to work on that retention rate. So people that come in for a service, especially as a first-time client, and knowing how many, how often they come back within a 90-day period. And so we've gone in the first 6 months of ownership to 495 brand new clients that have never been here before. And out of that, we went from a 40% retention up to a 62% retention rate. So on that trend right there is a great notice that people are really enjoying the service. They're coming back and they're really liking the staff and how we just operate the business.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing this. And so I'm sure that data can keep helping you in growing this business. So, but I want to know, in terms of future projects, what is your vision for the next 12 months?
Continuing to innovate. We did. I've also created different sizes on our product list. So our most popular item is our wax body wash. So it's tea tree, and it just smells amazing. It's really great for your skin. It's antibacterial, and so our top clients, they would come in and buy a whole bunch of the small bottles. It costs them a fortune. So we integrated a brand new one. Instead of a 8.5 ounce bottle, I made a 75 ounce bottle, and just it's easier for them. It has a pump top, and it costs more, but it overall is a lot less per ounce for them. So it's a cost savings for them overall. It's easier to put in their shower and just be simple. So we also created a couple different items like shirts, t-shirts, stickers. We have a lot of funny stickers that our social media expert here created. She's just amazing and very creative. So we just ran with that and printed them out. But beyond that, really looking to add some unscented products into the lineup for the regular men that just don't want to smell like tea tree. And it's simple for them to add and then just put on their own cologne, just smell like themselves. Really, just taking away a lot of the stigma, the shyness factor, making people feel comfortable coming in.
Okay, awesome. Exciting things coming then.
Yeah.
So now I have a last question. I like to ask this one to kind of wrap things up, but it's a loaded one. What are some of the most important things you've learned in your career?
Um, I think some of the biggest challenges that I've had have taught me the most. Um, I think there is a huge difference between being a manager and being a leader. Being a manager just really allocates limited resources for a company into the daily operations. Being a leader is way different. It's having a common vision for the organization and really striving to motivate your people in the most fundamental ways. And I think that's really taught me the most about being somebody that my team can come to in troubled times and in successes. I've had many times where my waxperts will call me and say, "Listen, I had this happen at the shop. I just want you to know if you get a bad review or if somebody calls." And that tells me a lot about my leadership style because they're not afraid to come to me with problems, issues, and even just daily occurrences. I need the day off. I need to go home. So I think being a great leader really can motivate the entire team to grow the structure of the company, and it just makes them a better employee. And especially in this field, estheticians, oftentimes people will grow into having their own small business, or they go rent a room somewhere. And so these kind of fundamental um, experiences for them, and I can teach them how to interact with the client or how to overcome an objection, or even like somebody really irate, how to adjust how we interact with that issue can help them overall in their expansion in their career. And I mean, fundamentally, as a leader, that is your goal to teach like 80% of the time. I mean, as a leader. Um, so I think in that aspect, that's the biggest aspect that I can take away. And it's taken a lot of trial and error, a lot of screaming at me, and sometimes that's just how it goes.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I think it's a very good point because the human aspect in business is so important with your employees, but also with clients, like you said, because in your industry specifically, you're in direct contact and it's with the clients. So yeah, thank you so much for
Well,
sharing
real fast,
this.
sorry. So, like, especially for me, like I said, I'm not an esthetician, so my
Yeah, yeah,
team,
I know, but your
yeah,
your employees
yeah,
are in direct contact, and it's a very, I mean, it's still an intimate service
oh yeah.
sometimes, and so you're really close to the client, so that's why like the human aspect takes a lot in there, and for you to deal with that as the CEO and owner of the business.
I just like to give
Yes.
my team the most credit because without them, I'm just out of luck.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing this and thank you for them.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for coming on the podcast. Now, for the people that are listening or watching and that want to reach out to you, where can they find you?
Well, waxhairremovalbar.com. You can Google that. We're basically the only one there is. So as soon as you Google wax hair removal, it just automatically pops up. All socials, wax HR bar. That's our handle. And if you go to our Instagram, our TikTok, you really tell the team that we have are so close knit. They love each other. They celebrate each other's birthdays. They go really big. And all the content that we create is all their ideas. So you can really just tell the team that they built is something you want to be a part of. You want to come in, you want to interact with them. They're just happy and they just love what they do. So I would recommend. I get services myself, so I'm a big advocate for just coming on in, make your skin feel great.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing this. I'll put all that information in the description of the podcast. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you.